Hello, good morning students, and welcome back once again to another video for the class 10th light chapter. So in the previous video we studied about the defects of eyes, and I also told you that this topic, however it is very important, but for this year CBSE has omitted this particular defects, and we are moving on to the next topic, that is the refraction of light through a glass prism. So first of all, what is a prism? Prism is a solid shape, okay? There is a difference between prism and a pyramid, okay? For example, if we see a 3D diagram of a pyramid, it has either a square base or a triangular base, and it has one point. So all of the sides are connected to this point like this. The fourth one is on the other side. This is a pyramid, okay? It can have either a square base or a triangular base. But for a prism, it has two triangular faces. It has two triangular faces and three rectangular or square faces like this. So if this is a prism, it is like this. This points like this, and over here, as you can see, this whole part over here is prism. One of the sides of the prism, that is a rectangular face, and this side is a rectangular face, and on the other side is a rectangular face, okay? Okay students, so here is the prism and this is what it looks like. When you see it from the front, you can see that there is a triangular face, and on the back there is triangular face. But on the sides it has a rectangular face and three of them. All the triangular faces are connected to each other with a rectangular face. Just like here, a triangular face and a rectangular face here, that is this part, a rectangular face here, that is this one, and a rectangular face at the bottom, that is this one. So we have a prism, and we are going to see the refraction of the prism, okay? Moving on. Let's say that we place the prism on a white blank sheet of paper like this, and whatever we are going to do, we are going to show it on the board over here, and you can do this practical at home. You can find the prism as well in the stationery, okay? So a glass prism, inside a glass prism, we have rays of light entering from one of the sides and exiting from the other. But how will the refraction work for this particular case? First of all, we studied the refraction of light like this when the ray of light entered on a glass slab. Okay? In the previous chapter we studied how the rays of light, you can say, reacted when it entered a glass slab. But over here we have a glass prism, and this is a different case. Okay? So let's say that the ray of light entered from this direction. Okay? Entered from this direction. If you tilt the prism like this, right now we have a prism like this, and when I tilt it this way, so this side over here comes on the top, and therefore the next step looks like this. You don't need to do that. This is for your explanation purpose. How? When you see a ray of light entering like this, so this is how it looked from this side. Okay? When you see it from this way, it happens this way. Now forget that this is a glass prism. Imagine that this is a glass slab. Okay? So we know that what happens in a glass slab. This is our air medium, that is a lesser medium, and this is a rarer medium, because this is a solid surface, and therefore when it enters from a lesser medium to a denser medium, it bends towards the normal. So on this surface we have a normal like this. Okay? So over here also I can draw a normal like this. So this is at 90 degree over here as well. So this is the same case, we are just observing it in this way. Now this is a normal, so it bends towards the normal like this, and it will go this way. I hope it is clear to you students, because this is a normal over here. As you can see, the ray of light will bend towards the normal. Where was it supposed to go? It was supposed to go this way. So the ray of light was supposed to go in this direction, but now it has bent towards the normal. I hope it is clear to everyone up till this point. Now we twist the glass prism even more. Now we go this way. So before it was like this, okay, the ray of light entered from this way, went over here, and then now we are moving this in this direction, okay. So this part comes on this side and this becomes a flat surface like this. I hope it is clear to you, students. Now as you can see that this ray of light is incident over here like this. So it is supposed to go this way. It is supposed to go this way. Okay? From this particular point, you can see that the ray of light is coming this way. And it is supposed to go in this direction. It is supposed to go in this direction. But now we have a normal to this point. And we have a normal to this point like this. So we know that now this is a denser medium, okay, and this is a lesser or a rarer medium. It's not a rarer medium, this is a denser medium. My mistake. I'm extremely sorry. This is a rarer or a lesser medium. Air is a lesser or a rarer medium and glass slab is a denser medium. Okay, so when it entered from a lesser to a denser medium, it bent towards the normal. Now it is going from denser to a rarer medium, and this is where it is supposed to go. But this is a normal, so it will move away from the normal like this. And what happens is at this point it will move like this, away from the normal. I just tilted it so that you can understand even better. So what happened in this case, the ray of light was supposed to go this way, went over here, and this is where it was supposed to go, but we have a normal over here as well like this, and it goes away from the normal like this. And this is our last case on the third side, how it is reacting with the surface and the mediums. I hope it is clear to you, students. I repeat the whole practical once again to you. Imagine a glass prism kept on a paper like this, a ray of light entering or incident on a surface, the normal this way like this, and because it is entering from a rarer to a denser medium, it bends towards the normal as you can see in this particular case, and we extend that to the other side because the ray of light, once it enters from one side, it is obviously going to exit from the other side, and now this ray of light is incident on this particular surface. On this surface, what happens? It is entering from a denser to a rarer medium. It is entering from a denser to a rarer medium. So this is what it happens when you see from this perspective, the ray of light is going this way. This is the normal. This is the normal like this, and it is bending towards the, you can say, normal. And this case, when it is exiting from the other side, it is bending or changing its path away from the normal because it is ending from a denser to a rarer medium. So, in a glass slab, when we saw the refraction of light, because of the parallel surfaces or the incident surfaces for the ray of light, when the ray of light entered from one side, it exited from the other, and the original path and its new path were parallel to each other. Its original path and its new path were parallel to each other. But that is not the case with the glass prism. Because there is an angle, these two surfaces are at an angle. The incident and the emergent ray of light have changed their path completely. Okay, and this changed path has a particular angle. This was its original path, and this is its new path. So we extend this path, the new path and the older one, and they meet at a particular point, and this is called angle D, which is angle of deviation. Which means how much has the new or the emergent ray of light changed from its original path. So it was supposed to go this way, but now it is completely going in a different direction. In a glass slab, the direction is still the same and parallel to its original path. So it has not changed the direction, only changed its path. But in this particular case, the ray of light, which we can imagine it was supposed to go this way, is completely going in this direction. It has changed its path completely. And that changed path is known as angle of deviation. I hope it is clear to you students, a little bit complicated, but once you imagine it, it's not that difficult. So the ray of light enters from one side, it is supposed to go this way. Because of the surface, it bends towards the normals, entering into the denser medium. It is emergent on the other side. Now it is entering from a denser to a rarer medium, and therefore it bends away from the normal, as you can see in this case. So this is the part where we rotate the prism like this, and this is the part where we rotate it once more, so that we can see or understand all the cases quite easily, okay, in a simple manner. I hope it is clear to you students. This is a complicated topic, and the practical for this is also being taught in the classes. Let's hope that the classes start soon, so that we can perform this practical. One more thing students, you can find the angle of deviation from the mathematical calculation of the angle of incidence and angle of emergence as well. So this over here is the angle of prism A. This is our angle of deviation. Okay, which one? This angle over here, the original path and the deviated path. We need to find this angle of deviation. This one over here, the angle of incidence, which is the incident ray, which makes it with the normal. So this is our angle of incidence. And from this particular side, you can see that this is our normal and this is our emergent ray. And so this is our angle of emergence. I hope it is clear to you students. Once again, this is our incident ray, this is the normal, and therefore this is our angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is always with the normal. Similarly, the emergent ray also makes the angle of emergence with the normal. In order to find the angle of deviation, angle D, we need to add angle of incidence plus angle of emergence, both of these angles, minus the angle of prism, angle A. We add both of this and we subtract the angle of prism, you will get the angle of deviation. I hope it is clear to you students. So when you are solving this, or when you are doing the actual practical using a white paper and the actual prism, this laboratory prism, at that time once you have solved this, you have to find the angle of deviation mathematically first, and then you have to find it using the practical. So see how much you have got the correct answer. If it is 1 or 2 degrees, then it's fine, you have got the correct answer. Now how to solve this practical in your book, okay, or when you are actually doing the practical. So what you do is, you place the glass prism like this on a white sheet of paper, okay, you place the glass prism on a white sheet of paper and you draw the shape of the prism on the borders like this. You draw the shape of the prism. Then you draw the normal on that paper as well. First, after drawing the borders of the prism, you remove the prism, okay, so that it is easier for you to draw the other things. Select a point on this prism and you can draw a normal, that is, using a protector, you can draw a normal ray of light, dotted line. And you can choose the angle of incidence of your choice, okay, whatever the angle of incidence that you choose, it is up to you. Let's say you have chosen the angle of 45 degree. That means the ray of light is incident at 45 degree. Make an angle of 45 degree and draw a ray of light with a pencil. Draw a ray of light with a pencil. So this is our 45 degree angle. Now what you have to do is place back the glass prism as it is that you have drawn and try to observe the ray of light from the other side. That means you have placed a glass prism like this, and now you have to observe this pencil on the other side. So obviously, because it is a glass prism, we are not going to observe from this, you are going to observe from this side. But the ray of light entering is supposed to go this way. So when you observe this, but you won't be able to see because the path of the pencil has been deviated. So in order to observe this, you will have to observe at an angle. So observe this pencil line from this angle, and you will see that there is a line that you can observe from this particular side. Okay? Once you observe that pencil line, take your scale and extend that. So you place your scale over here. Wherever you see the line, you extend it. And now remove the glass prism. Now remove the glass prism. All you have to do now is extend this original path of the pencil and this new path. Wherever they two meet, you have got the angle of deviation. It's that simple. Okay? I hope it is clear to you, students. This is how you do the practical of the refraction of light through a glass prism. Now this is a very important topic. Whenever the notes are given to you, this is a very important topic. It is asked in the theory for 3 or 5 marks. So learn it very well. It may be asked in the examination, because right now we have one less chapter as well, that is the sources of energy from the physics have been removed. So whatever have been given to you, you will learn that very nicely. So the such questions, the theoretical questions can give you more marks. I hope it is clear to you, students. We'll talk more about the refraction in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.